Ukrainian President Zelensky has asked for a no-fly zone over his country because of the humanitarian crisis from refugees and civilians being harmed in the combat in eastern Ukraine. I am a proponent for conducting a humanitarian no-fly zone over the western part of Ukraine to protect those refugees and civilians. I think this no-fly zone should be led by the United States and include forces from willing coalition members. The no-fly zone does carry risk in confrontation with Russian aircraft and Russian forces, but the depth of the crisis and the numbers of refugees and the damage being done by this invasion warrants an extraordinary measure by the United States and the West.
As admirable as it is to think of ways that we can protect fleeing refugees who are escaping with little or nothing to find a place of safety for their families, it is equally important that any system that is devised has got the accuracy, rules of engagement, and ability to command and control that does not further put them at risk. The concept of a humanitarian no-fly zone does not seem to fit the concepts that we have used for no-fly zones in the past. The no-fly zone itself is defined as an exclusion zone, and the purpose of that exclusion zone is to prevent weapons coming from airborne systems or through the air to harm civilians fleeing, which indeed means that these weapons can be fired from any aspect, high or low, and from any system that could or could not be in the so-called exclusion zone itself. As a result, the concept of a humanitarian no-fly zone doesn't quite fit, and that it might be worthwhile to think about how to conceptually think about this whole idea of a protection system for those humanitarian reasons.